Okay, folks, we pushed the boat from way back there over to here. See, it's up to kind of my thighs here, and because it was dragging on. There's waves in near the shore. They go in and out, little like reef-like structures, but not coral reef, just rock things. So anyway, we got both engines running. We got all the anchors out. We got all of our tarpaulins positioned where they go. Honey, you're gonna clip that tarpaulin? Clip that tarpaulin? There we got a tarpaulin, our splash guard up there. We have to unclip it to get the anchor in the boat. So we hook it back up. That keeps the water from splashing in us. So we're at the rear of the boat now. And again, I'm deep enough here. You can probably see the depth of the water. The carburetor on that one's working. I got the cruise control. That's the vice grip. We're not running the RPMs that we need yet. We're out past these boats here. And I'm going to get in, and then we're going to head out that way. And like I said, it's glass right now. This is like the best day you could have. I don't have my steers here, my stainless steel steers on the rope, just on this rope here, and it hooks on here, and then it drops down. I got three stainless steel steps because it ain't that deep here, so I can just climb in like that. Okay. Now I shall get positioned here as to how I want to do this, and I don't know how that is, but let's just see.
Honey, do you want your phone?
No. I'm going to be managing all this other stuff back here instead of my phone. I got to raise this thing up to so the water that splashes doesn't collect on us. Just moves in here. That's going up as best as I can get it up. I don't want to tear my tarpaulin or nothing, but I don't want any puddles of water here. Okay, folks, we're going to put her in gear. And here we go. We're taking off. I've got that one positioned a little bit to maybe counter its left-hand turn. You got the speed app, honey? Okay, we're going here. The engine sounds like it's cavitating, but it shouldn't be, because we ain't even going fast. And we're pretty deep here. So, nice water here. I don't know if you can see the bottom. It's all glassy and grassy. Glassy and grassy. We're headed that way. Right now we're pointing the wrong way. Okay, honey. Adjust the throttle there to 2,500. Try to set the cruise control on that one. Oh, put it in gear. Well, lower it and then put it in gear and then adjust the speed. Okay. Put it in gear. Forward, 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 forward. Okay, now adjust the speed. 2,500. Look at that. This is a perfect day to be out here. I mean, there's almost no wind, no waves, nothing. And again, this engine is not angled right, so it's kind of making a vacuum under the hydrofoil and cavitating some. What's your speed? What's your speed? Engine. Okay, go to 3. Adjusting the cruise control, watching the tach, getting them up to 3,000 RPM. We got some nice rolling waves here. Looks like a wake, like a wake from a boat wake. Is that right? How we doing? Huh? 7? We're going 7 miles per hour now. Let these engines warm up. Let's see the speed on this. I have my glasses on. Okay, this engine will only pull 4,000 RPM. I need 4. Yeah, we're going to speed that engine up there because we keep trying to turn the wrong way. And I may have that one turned a little too much to try to overcompensate. 4? We're trying to get her to 4. This one will only do 4. Four? Yeah, we're trying to turn right too much right now, and I'm having to tell this one to turn left real hard. Okay, I'm going to idle this one back. We're going to go in circles while I get over there and adjust that one. I've got that one going too hard to the left, and I'm having to try to counter it too much with this one going to the right. So there we go, folks.
When I go that, and in this one, because it's easy, it's good.
Well, then you adjust it. Adjust it, honey. You just take this off and move it. Okay, well, not right now because I don't want to go around real fast. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go back and get this one going. We got synchronized engines here. Part of our. That's why we're doing all of this sea trials to see how we synchronize engines, how easy it is, how much of a challenge it might be. Because again, once we get this thing set up, we got to go almost 10-hour trip, to get to Pogo. Okay. So I'm back in action on my side. 4. Push it. Okay, she's going to push it to 4,000 there. And I'm going to let her go 4,000 because we need to make a left turn. And I'll keep mine at idle. And And then as soon as we get positioned, like now, I'm going to give mine some more gas. Yeah, I think I positioned that engine better now. It's more of a neutral steering. Is that 4? Okay, that one's at 4. This one here is not at 4. Speed. 6.7. What? Speed. Huh? 9.5? We're doing 9.5. 9.5? Huh? Woo, look at those water coming in. But that's because the back end digs in and the front end lifts up. Hey, honey. Honey, we got the front tarpaulin clipped. The front tarpaulin is clipped. It's not, I can't see. We hit 9.5, I think, almost 10. And that's with a poorly propped engine here and not the 15 in the center, but we're on total glass. Total glass, no wind, no current. Our front tarpaulin is not supposed to be clipped at the very tip. You can see how it flies up and you can't really see it, kind of blocks your vision. We're supposed to unclip that center clip up there. And water, see, like I said, that's why we need these things here. These green things, because they'll stop a lot of that water. It comes in, see, it comes in where that blue piece of foam is, it's shoving it into the hole. Huh? How about now? Speed, speed, speed. Still 9.5? Okay, looks like we're hitting 9.5 now with a nice ocean. Okay, now I'm going to idle mine back some because we need to find out what a cruising speed is. Now, 8.5 and we're not full throttle. I'm going to go to here. Let me check the RPM. 3,500. What's the speed? 7? Okay, 7.2. This engine's at 3,500 RPMs and that one's at 4,000. That's more of a cruising speed. So right now, our cruising speed, if I kick this up to 4,000, that's 4,000. Then we'll be at about, let's see, 7.7 down. We'll be right under 8, but that's without the 15 horsepower in the center there. So, and really, when we give it all the gas and this back end digs in, that's when we get all the water splashing in. See it coming in. And again, I need to recut these motor mounts to give these engines more of a lifting effect at the rear. We're doing okay back there. See? 8.9 right now. This is maxed out here. And again, we're going into some current, kind of directly into the current, not in the waves. A few waves. It's getting a little, oh, my yellow thing moved. See right there, it's slid back because we had to take the bamboo off of the bottom here. I'm going to have to push that back up. There. Okay. Now, I'll stop that noise. Stop that splashing. After we get the boat out of the water and do the welding and stuff, we'll put all of the, here we go. This tells us how we can take rough waves. It's just bouncing. really smooth rolling waves, but it lets us do some testing. We just bounced a little bit, it wasn't bad. But again, we got to get this back end up. I'll slow her down some. About 3,500, and again, this engine won't do but 4,000 RPM. If it's properly, it should do 5,500 roughly. Also, they've got some channel marker buoys there, but those are like pads, fish retraction devices. If you want to fish, we can go over there, and probably can't see it because I don't have a zoom. But there's one there, one back there. Maybe there's one further back. There's 1, 2, 3, like fish attraction devices. I don't know if people here know to fish those or drop a line down, but you know, fish hang out near stuff like that. And again, the lighthouse right behind that building, white building with the green roof. That's the lighthouse. Yeah, these are just smooth rolling waves, just like silk. Here comes a pretty big one. Right now, it's pretty easy for us to just speed, running, speed. This is just cruising, comfortable cruising range speed. 7. Okay. Comfortable cruising right now with 2 engines, 7 miles per hour. So that's good, because when we get to 15, as I said before, we'll run it at the same RPM roughly that the propellers are going on this, and we may be able to cruise at 90. I don't know. Wishful thinking, folks. Wishful thinking. So I know you guys have been on several of our little test drives, and we'll keep doing them. Like I said, we were going to do. Well, these are also to check fuel air ratio. Make sure our fuel mixtures aren't too rich. We want them just perfect, for best fuel economy, and don't carbon up your engines. Keep your engines clean. But yeah, we're making just nice. It doesn't look like we're going fast because the ocean is just so glassy. It's just a flat, glassy, beautiful. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day to be out here. And our cruise control works good. Over there, positioning that one. And again, I've got to drive this thing for 8 to 10 hours or less. If we can go 10 miles per hour all the way up to Mogo, which is our halfway point, where when we go back to Battalion, we're going to stop there for the night because Lindy's mom lives there, her oldest brother lives there. And plus there's a nice pier there where we can anchor out. And it's right accessible to the open ocean here. So if the seas are rough, that first anchorage is going to be a little rough, but I think it's got a little reef outside of it, just kind of like here, where it kind of the roughness, the majority of the roughness breaks on the reef, and then where the pier is, where you anchor, I think it'll be okay. Cross my fingers. Say my prayers. But yeah, so far, I think we're on speed. Okay, well, we're just consistently hitting 7 miles per hour. I use my Navionics app, and you can plan a route with that. So I start back there where the boat's anchored, and I go to this point here. Because I have to kind of head east a little slightly, northeast to get to this point. And then from this point, I have to angle back and go completely north. So we're also doing a distance test too, and fuel economy and that. And Navionics tells me my distance. You have a feature there where you can plug in your boat specifications, the cruising speed, the gallons per hour, or the liters per hour if you're a metric type of person. And um, your boat length, which had nothing to do with the calculations to go somewhere, but it does have your draft. I set mine at 2 feet, which may be about right. And now we're kind of in the open ocean, feeling the waves. Speed, honey. Speed. 6.5. Yeah, we slowed down slightly to 6.5. Let me check the RPM. We're about 3,800 RPM. Okay, 7. We kind of kicked it back up, but when we get out in the open sea, which is where we're at now, we're getting the full effect of the ocean. And you can, I don't know if you can see us going up and down these rolling waves. Slick though, beautifully smooth, glassy, slick rolling waves. Not an issue at all. Comfortable. I'm comfortable sitting here. We're not getting splashed. The only time we get splashed is if we really give it the full throttle and it digs the rear end down. Now that one we haven't gave full throttle yet either. It's 4,000. That's all we've done on that one. And this one will only do 4. So again, I've got a prop on order that's a 10 pitch. This is a 12 pitch. 12 pitch takes too big of a bite of the water. And 12 pitch, if I didn't tell you before, it goes for one rotation, assuming there's no slip in the water, which there always is. But if, just engineering statistics wise, it'll go 12 inches with one rotation. The one that I ordered will go 10 inches. So it's like I'm changing gears. I'm dropping a gear down, so it's not so stressed. Because if it wasn't stressed, it hit the 6,000 or 5,500 RPM at wide open throttle, and it won't. It hits 4,000. So yeah, so we got to do what we can to deal with that. And because again, fuel economy, stress on the engine, that inboard engine that I had too aggressive of a prop on that, and it would overheat. If you went over like 12, 13, 1400 RPMs, it would overheat, and then it just shut down, kind of lock up because everything got too hot and just shut off or it wouldn't accelerate anymore. You could try to give it the gas and it wouldn't accelerate. So I would shut it off and let it cool down. We're coming up onto a weed patch here. I'm kind of aiming for the center of the weed patch where it's the thinnest. I don't want to be wrapping my prop in a bunch of weeds. See that? All the weeds. Now, if you're in the ocean in Florida, or maybe even here, underneath there, you'll get some Dorado and some little tuna, some skipjacks, some bonita. There's a little fisherman line, I think, with a little foam thing. Or that's just a piece of styrofoam randomly floating. You got to watch out. Any little foam things or little coconut or bamboo sticks that stick up, they're typically somebody's fishing line. That's drop a rock down to the bottom and leave your little styrofoam thing there and wait for a fish to come and bite it. Just leave it there overnight or a day or two and come back. Hopefully the fish isn't so big that it can drag your rock and your styrofoam away. But that's how they fish sometimes here. They don't really, the younger crowd uses the jigs and the rods and reels and stuff, and that's becoming really popular with the younger crowd. The old fishermen guys that grew up fishing, they fish with their daddy and their family, their brothers. Those guys are all long line fishermen. They're running nets in the shallows and catching those little 4 to 6 inch long fish, 8 inch long fish. 8 inch is pretty big for them. I'm headed over to that other side of this bay. See how far, this is how far we went the last time. Kind of, I don't know if you can see that white square building with the little single tower beside it. There's two towers to the left and there's a single one there. So we're pretty much lined up with that. This is about what we did last time. And we used 5 liters of gas to get here. And that, I guess that was 5 miles. So about 1 liter per mile. And we, per engine, for this engine. That one used about, the 15 used about half that much gas. But again, I think it's propped better than this one. Because it'll go to 4,000 and you ain't at max speed, I don't believe. I don't believe we're at max on that one. But it'll go 4,000. And it's 35 years old. That's 15 horsepower. This is 6 months old. But nice, smooth day. Like I said, we're out in the ocean now. We're a pretty good kilometer offshore at least. Maybe 2 kilometers offshore. Maybe 3, I don't know. I'll have to check on my Navionics app to see how I'll draw a route line from the shore to the kind of the point there. It lines up with the point back there. And see what the distance from shore is. Because we plan to not get too far offshore on our trip. The good news is that the current pushes you into shore. So if anything happens, oh, here we go. Here's some waves here. Here's some waves. Yeah, here's some waves. So nothing. We just rolled up it and rolled down it. But they're rolling, and when you do waves, there's a period. It's the number of seconds between, the tops of the waves or the bottoms of the waves. We're running into a little more seaweed out here. I'm going to try to steer around it. Hopefully, you got to watch out for pieces of, banana trees. There's a piece of a coconut tree frond, palm tree frond, and because the rivers that dump into the ocean wash all that stuff down, and it's just floating around. You can see it's all here. I can see it's all here. They're all little chunks of stuff, but mostly it's just seaweed. But there's like a coconut or something floating there. There's another coconut-looking thing floating up about 12:30, 11:30. Right here, you can see it right there. Little something, I don't know, but yeah. So you just gotta look out for them. Now, when I go back to Battalion, we're going to let me think. Just looking at something else right there. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of keep away from it. We're going to go in the daytime, so we're not going to do any. I mean, we could possibly leave before sunrise, but I doubt we'll get. It depends on the tide. Like just now, we had to push it out. We couldn't drive it out, and even when we pushed it out, the rudder back there that is for the inboard was dragging the ground. The good news is you can just slide it up and down. It's just in a tube, and it will just slide up. So Benji lifted it up, and we pushed it on out. I thought the bottoms of the outboards were dragging. Now I really don't want the bottom to drag because that scrapes all the paint off, and then you got your aluminum exposed, and you get, eventually after a year, 2 years, whatever the time period is, corrosion. So 6.8, yeah, we're still hitting around 7. I'm kind of over here at 3,700 RPMs, I think. That's at 4,000, so they're pretty well maxed. And again, that one's prop is smaller than this one's prop, so even at 4,000, he doesn't have the same pushing power that this has at 4,000. But I think I do have the angle on the 15 set right, so that it tries to go straight. And it's more balanced in steering. There's one more seaweed patch floating kelp bed. there should be fish there. The problem is if you're trolling, you got to troll through that, and then all that seaweed gets stuck on your line. So then you got to reel your lines in, and you want your lines to go through that. Or really, in the U.S., we troll down alongside it. We just follow. We stay about 20 feet out from the weed line and troll parallel to it, and hopefully the dorado, the tuna, whatever will see the lure and just race out there and grab it, and they do. Because in North Carolina, wow, that's just beautiful, glassy water, gorgeous. So right now we got virtually no water in this hole. I don't know about those, because those ones, it was throwing up a lot. So I'm just kind of taking it easy, 7 miles per hour. We're going to go down here. I wish I could manage all this, like in a regular boat, not a tiller boat. You can let go of the steering wheel, and your throttle stays where it's at. It doesn't spring back, but this one springs back. That one springs back some, but not super strong like this one does. That one's older. But both of them we can clamp the vice grip onto, and I can sit in the center chair when that engine runs and steer with the rudder. However, the rudder, that's that stainless steel bar you see right there. That's that stainless steel bar. That's what I hold in my hand and push it forward and back to go left and right. But with both engines, outboards, it doesn't really steer aggressively. It's a kind of a gentle way. So if you're just kind of generally correcting your path or your direction, it works fine. But if you have to make like a sudden turn, sharp turn, but even with these don't make that sharp of a turn. I mean, if one of them's off and the other one's on, then you can manage a relatively sharp turn, or just shut one off and let the other one, shut mine off and let that one make a power left turn. You may have seen that in the last video that we did. Again, this is the furthest we've gone, but I want to make sure this is kind of like the endurance testing. Again, we got to run this thing for 10 hours. 6 hours if it's 10 miles per hour. 7 hours if it's about 9 miles an hour. 8 hours if it's about 7 or 8 miles an hour. There's a fish that jumped in front of us there. Yeah, so depending upon what we can manage, and again, if the weather's like this is the best weather we could almost ask for. I mean, it's just unbeatable. And we're waiting for the tide to get back up. So it's 6 o'clock, 10 till 5 now. I think we've been going for about an hour. So I'm gonna, and again, I wish I had my Navionics running. You could tell it auto route, and I think it'll just track your route. It'll show you where you're going, and it may do that on manual route too. But manual route, you assign your route. Auto route, you make and put a start and destination, and it'll move you around the coast, around points and stuff automatically. I'm gonna have to test that part out of my Navionics, and it may give us the best route. Because right now, I just draw a straight line from that point back there to Bogo Bay. And it's pretty straight. You can go straight. The coastline's not straight, but you can go straight, which you should do because it's the shortest distance between 2 points. It's a straight line. I wanted to go all the way, in theory, I wanted to go all the way to that point there, but that's not really a point on the map. But it looks like a point, to me, with my eyes. When we turn around, we'll try to do another speed run with the current and wave going with us. See if we can beat 9.8. I think we got up to almost 10 at top speed. So that's good. And I don't know if we can get this beast up on plane or not, but that would be fun. If we could get it up on plane at a cruising speed with not maxing out the RPMs and, you know, just doing too much stress on the engines, because like I said, we still got to go hours. But I mean, if you watch the YouTube channels and stuff, those guys are, you know, they're going out 50 miles, running 15 miles per hour. That's a 4-hour, roughly 3.5, 4-hour trip out. Some of them go like 125 miles. One Pelagic Pursuit, he'll go, well, he goes out 125 kilometers because he's from Australia. He doesn't, they don't talk in miles. Only Americans do. Maybe the British, I don't know. Huh? 7? Okay. I think we're going to turn around. Honey, I think we're going to turn around. Oh, here's a big swell. Like I said, these are big swells, but they're just like smooth as silk going up and down. So we're doing good. Honey! 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 Cindy! We're going to turn around. We're going to turn around. Yeah, get back, because it is now 5 till 5. And I'm guessing, if you can see that, hopefully the sun's not in your eyes. And again, this is the power turn here. Watch it turn. You can see it turn. It does a nice turn. A nice tight turn. See my weight back there? That's probably 20 meters there. Okay, now I've got to give this one more gas and straighten it out. So yeah, the power turn on this is fine. I just shut this one off and let that one make a left turn at 4,000 RPMs. Hey, honey. 10, we hit 10. What? I think we hit 10, folks. Okay, we slowed down to 8.5. And I slowed the engine down here to, yeah, we're at 2,600 now. I didn't know what the RPMs was once it was maxed out, but again, I'm thinking this thing will only do 4,000. Hopefully, once we get that right, you know, the new prop will hit 5,000 at least. I'm hoping it's about a 20%. 20%? Yeah, to about an 18% decrease in pitch. So I don't know if it is a 1-for-1, like an 18% increase in RPMs, but at least 18% less stress on the engine, which is good. Maybe 18% better fuel economy, I don't think, but still it should, because we don't have to put the engine under such a load. Man, that ocean's smooth, silky. And the sun is over there. Okay, we're doing 6.6 right now. At 2,800 RPMs here. Yeah, it seems like 4,000 RPMs over there is about equivalent to 3,000 here. Huh? 7.3 right now. At about 3,000 and 4,000. Yeah, so about 3,000 RPMs here is about the same amount of power or speed. It's kind of balanced. So about 1,000 more RPMs out of that to equal this 30 to 15. Yeah, so going good. I'm pleased. The other thing we have to do too, which is kind of another challenge, is we have to tow the catamaran back. And my whole plan for the catamaran was that it would be a lightweight boat. Two men could pick it up and put it in the ocean and take it out, but it takes 6 men to get it in and out, and that's and that's real 6 men. That's not like 4.5 could do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it takes six men with some degree of determination. So anyway, we're gonna cruise back. I'm gonna shut the camera off because we've pretty much seen everything we're doing here, how it's going. I'm going to lower that engine maybe an inch or two when we get it out of the water. We're going to increase the angle of these motor mounts to give more lift on the back, put the front down and get the back up, and that may help us with our speed because we're plowing heavily. Whenever we give this thing power, this rear end just digs in and that front end lifts up, and then we start, water starts flying all over the place. So anyway, we will be back with more from my Paradise on Italian Island. Paradise House. She's doing her hair. That's what we do when you get girls on board. They start doing their hair. Thank God it's not lipstick and eyeshadow. Paradise and the sunset. Paradise House. Okay, folks. Here's those channel markers. But this goes into the channel between Mactan and Mandawi and Cebu City. But this would be a good place to fish. And they got several of these around. I'm doing a power turn right now to let that outboard run, and this inboard doesn't run. But yeah, they got like 4, 5, or 6 of these things. We could drop a jig down there. You never know. There's another one right down there, but I just wanted to drive out here and see it. I wish I had my fish finder. I could see the depth and stuff. Here, I need to let that outboard finish making our turn. I'm powering. The second I power this, it stops the turn from that one. Okay, so we got to find the blue house down here. But again, you see the ripples on the water? That usually means rain is coming in my interpretation. See the little, it's not glassy, perfectly glassy smooth. It's got little ripples. Maybe that's the wind. Pick it up. But anyway, perfect weather, perfect temperature. Here comes the next channel marker buoy. There goes looks like a fuel boat, a pumping boat. It's got fuel or something. It's got little pumping tubes on it. And again, the oil refinery or oil storage depot is straight ahead. In fact, all the ships look like oil pumping ships, but nah, they're not. They got to be hauling gravel and rocks and cement, stuff like that for construction. I'm guessing. The ones I've seen, that's what they haul. So yeah, we're coming into the home stretch now. And it's really flattening out here. 8.2. 8.6. 8.5. Okay, about 8.5, 8.6. Oh, we went a little faster. There could be like a sweet spot where I'm overpowering it, and maybe if I back off some, it kind of doesn't dig in and maybe tries to not plane, but you know, tries to plane. And hopefully we can plane once we get that center engine on. The catamaran will plane at between 12 and 13 miles per hour. It just slides up on top and starts scooting along like a surfboard. really nice. I think that's our destination there about 1 o'clock. If you know the military direction, it's the same as the clock. The tip of the boat is noon. That's 10 and that's 2. So tips. So 2 and 10. Again, someday when I get all the stuff done and we can, we don't need to be doing sea trials, we can take the boat out there. And I don't know how deep the water is there. We may can like tie onto it, or that might not be allowed, but there's nobody out here. There's no Coast Guard, so I don't know. Maybe you could just tie onto it and cast out, put like a just pull up to it, tie a like a little slip knot on there, so when you need to go, you just yank the rope and it unties itself. You never know. So I'm gonna have to get some smaller rope. I got big, heavy anchor rope that's kind of clumsy to use. Whoa, there goes a plane. I don't know if you saw that. He shot right out from the edge of the boat and shot out there flying. He was small, so he wasn't like frying size. But earlier when we were coming, like I said, if you heard me say it before, there was a bunch of bait balls out here, and would have been nice to take the boat out and cast. And again, not even a 1/4 inch of water by 3 inches. So our foam is doing good on both sides. And we hit some spots where it should have drenched us. And we probably got drenched on those holes, but we'll see when we get back. Last time we checked, Mindy had already started sponging before I got a chance to get the camera out. Show you guys the difference in the 3 holes. This one it is protected. Those 2 are not. But yeah, beautiful day. Beautiful day. So it's like our speed is 8.5 to 10. Seems like we can, as a top speed, and the current and wind and stuff, waves kind of is what's making that 1.5 mile an hour difference. So beautiful sky. Look at that. The sun's behind those clouds, so it's been a nice, like I said, it's been a nice day. Not too hot, not too much sun. And again, I can do, about half of the steering I can do by just controlling the speed on this one. If I back off, it turns left. If I increase, it turns right. And I don't have to keep pushing this, because it kind of makes your wrist sore pushing this heavy, 30 horsepower left and right. I can loosen it up some, but I don't know how loose I want it. Right now it's about medium, I would say, a little bit stiffer than what, if you're in like a lake or something and you got a little 12-foot, 14-foot aluminum boat that you're, just zipping around in. But with the ocean and the current and the waves that come in, they come in different angles, and I mean, because just weird, like bow waves come in, and there ain't no boats out there to make a bow wave, but they see that. Now it's dropping down, going down the wave. There it goes. Now it's going up the wave. Now it's going down the wave. The front end's going down, and then slides down the front of the wave. And then the back end, we're like rocking up and down. Nice. 7 seems to be our really comfortable cruising speed. 7. And then before, it was 6.5. when the wind was more against us and the current was more against us, 6.5 seemed to be a comfortable cruising. Now we're on a nice day like this, 7. And again, hopefully, if we can get that center engine involved in the work, that's another 15 horsepower. That's 15 on the far side, and center thrust. So it's not going to shoot us left or right like each of these. That one turns us left. This one turns us right. The more we give it gas, or back off with the other one. There's those containers. No, these are not container ships. They're I think gravel ships, gravel birds. Because there's so much construction that goes on here. They never stop. And I don't know where they get the rock gravel from, other than these ships bring it in from who knows where. I think that was right away. It's about 6 or 7. 6.8. So yeah, it doesn't even look like we're going 2 miles per hour because we're going with the current and going with the waves. That's where we need to head. So I need to give it gas. You see, I didn't even have to turn push this. I just gave it more gas, and it made the right turn. So I'm getting smarter about that. It's easier to feed it gas with the wrist than it is to push this engine. So yeah. When we get up here, I'm going to have her shut that one off. And then we'll just cruise in on the 30. Because I'm here. Used to, I would shut the 30 horse and walk across, but that's just too much stuff going on. It's easier for me to sit here. Now that I've getting more comfortable with this 30 horsepower doing what it does. And because originally we had the 8 and the 15 on here, and I was running the 15 because it had the most power, and it's I could tell it to do something and get more of a response. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Go up. Idle. Idle. All the way. Yeah. Okay, put that one into neutral. 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 Get neutral. Shift the gear. Okay. Now push the button and off. Yeah, we're shutting it off. Okay, she pulled the thing, but I. Okay. Yeah, yeah. She pulled the safety clip out, but I wanted her to just hold the button in, but she doesn't know about the button yet. But I'll teach her when we get back. I'll show her when we kill this. And again, we're still. Look, what's the tide? Look at your phone. The phone. What's the tide? It's 5:30 right now, so we might be at really low tide. Anchor up tight, and then it just stays where it's supposed to stay. And then we can go set the rear one. If you set the rear one, it keeps drifting inshore until it acts like it's the front one. And we don't want it to act like it's the front one. We want it to act. It just keeps the back from. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going. Okay, I can stop. Does that help you? And again, we need to, before we run again, we need to unclip those 2 front splash guard tarpaulins, splash shield. We'll call that splash shield. The wood is the splash guard. And our little green foam pull noodle contraption seems to be working. Let's see how much gap we got between here and there. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Did you get all these?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm the one holding the boat. It's not too bad right now because we don't have any current. It's just calm. I mean, just perfectly calm. I got my hat on, which I don't need. And again, our splash guards, the plywood, 1/4 inch plywood, which is not heavy or strong or nothing. It seems to be doing fine for us. I'm going to aim us over here. There's a little shallow spot where we hit. And again, somebody's got a plastic bag over here. Go on there. Maybe we'll put that on shore. Do our cleanup. Ocean clean. There's trash everywhere. In every island, every country. The ocean is just, they think it's a trash bag. And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a trash bag. A trash can. Yeah, so there's the grass. The cool thing is right now we can see how the clear and see where we're at. Right now I'm walking on a rock like a concrete patio. It's completely flat rock. Earlier, now we're starting to drag the anchor. Drag the rod. You see this goes up and down. No, you. Honey, can you come hold this up? She's the one that. Stop pulling the boat, honey. Stop pulling the boat, honey. Hold this up. I'm positioning it. Big rock.